How would Islam Makhachev fare if he was to compete in the NCAA as a wrestler? According to Bo Nickal, the Dagestani lightweight champion might not be able to replicate his MMA success on the wrestling mat. Nickal, a three-time NCAA Division I national champion, is one of the most decorated collegiate wrestlers to make his way to the octagon. But his claim that Makhachev and his Dagestani teammates lack the wrestling prowess to compete with his own pedigree has raised more than a few eyebrows. This prompted Chael Sonnen, a UFC veteran and outspoken analyst, to step in, and he wasted no time in defending the honor of Makhachev and the storied Dagestani fight camp. Responding to a question on social media about Islam Makhachev's chances at the college level of wrestling, Bo Nickal had an interesting take. While lauding Makhachev's background and his MMA wrestling as the highest level, Nickal stated that he's taken down everyone put in front of him with relative ease. With that being said, at Carter Starocci wins by pin first period. Chael Sonnen, known for his sharp wit and unfiltered opinions, didn't just brush off Nickal's comments. He took them head on, offering a counter-narrative on his YouTube channel. Sonnen shared, "I personally got to see Islam workout. This is by video, but I got to see the workout of Islam with the Belarusian being the one that got a silver in the Olympics, who beat Dake in the semi-finals, might even been a quarterfinal round, it was a quarterfinal. Beat Dake. I've seen them work out. I've seen them work on clinch work, I've seen where Islam looks very good." Kyle Dake holds the distinction of being a four-time wrestling world champion and has also earned bronze medals at the 2020 and 2024 Olympics to go along with his four-time NCAA Division I champion honors. For Sonnen, Nickal's critique seemed misplaced, rooted perhaps in a misunderstanding of the unique blend of wrestling and striking that defines MMA. The former UFC middleweight brought up the history of wrestling in MMA, noting the arrival of Khabib Nurmagomedov, and stated, "Until the boys from Team Khabib came along, wrestling did not have as much success in MMA as you think. Like those stories and those books were largely rewritten because people don't know enough about wrestling." Before Team Khabib's dominance, wrestlers like Dan Severn, Mark Coleman, and Randy Couture showcased the power of collegiate wrestling in MMA. However, Sonnen pointed out, what about the Olympic champions, or the world champions, or even the Olympic bronze, or the world bronze? I guess when those guys finally find out about the UFC, excuse me, they're going to come in, they're going to take over. But it's not what you saw. Islam Makhachev is currently ruling atop the 155 pounds division in the UFC with only one blemish on his entire professional MMA record, underscoring his dominance in MMA and adding more weight to Sonnen's argument. However, according to the UFC's featherweight champion, Makhachev isn't in his level. Ilia Topuria is set to make the first defense of his featherweight title against Max Holloway at UFC 308 in October. While still wary of the challenge Holloway presence, El Matador recently indicated that a second title is on his mind and he's got Islam Makhachev in his crosshairs. In a recent interview shared on SI, Topuria stated, "After the fight with Max Holloway, once I knock him out, maybe the UFC will call me and tell me that they want me to move up to 155. I will be very happy with that decision. I respect Makhachev, but there's levels. I feel I represent the new generation of mixed martial arts." Makhachev is currently out of action due to a hand injury he sustained in his fight against Dustin Poirier at UFC 302. With number 1 lightweight contender Arman Tsarukyan standing in the wings to get his shot at the belt, Topuria may need to put all of his focus on the Holloway fight at the moment. But his confidence to go for a second belt against the dominant Dagestani champion speaks volumes about his fearless mentality. What do you think about Islam Makhachev's wrestling skills and Bo Nickal's comments? Do you think Ilia Topuria should fight for a second belt if he wins against Max Holloway? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.